Okay, we got us a battle update. Hopefully everything's square and ready to go. I want to concentrate on this little battle up here. If I can get my pointer. Uh, the Soviet player, my opponent, was pushing really hard to get back through here. He wanted to get up into here. He finally withdrew, but after a lot of casualties, and I'll show you what his casualties were. But he had some nice armor units, and they've been eliminated. He also, though, ended up eliminating a couple of my units. Oh, one from the Army Group South, a nice little infantry corps, the 29th. And the unit just came on this month. Poor guys just came on the front. The 50th, the 2nd Infantry, or 2nd Army, or whatever it is. But yeah, that's the deal there. He pushed all the way in. He kept on going. I kept on thinking he'd, quit with his rounds of combat. Now he also had a blitz move. He wanted to get his blitz moves going on, but each round just deteriorated it. He finally had to stop, and he's got hits on his. I don't know if I got hit. I think he's hitless, but he's pretty well got some hits. Another thing, I'm trying to think how the other battles went. Let's go down here more. He was able to push my units back. Most of the time I just took a hit and fell back. I like that little tactic he does of just taking a hit and falling back, so I fell back on this one. So he definitely has the old town of Constantina or Constanta, whatever it is. Nice little fortress port there. But that's about it. Try to move my units down. Like I said, some of these combats are going to be response movements, so my armor will take care of him there. So we'll be back with some more Russian front. Now we're on to battle number 4 here. And well, I did this wrong. I wanted to have the attacker over here and defender here, but I went ahead and marked these little cards here, so the attacker will be on the left, defender on the right. So in this next battle, it's actually a response battle. He was moving. We'll be back. Alright, here on battle number 4, they held tough. Just a bad roll by me. It was a +2 attack, and my roll was a 1. So he will withdraw because he has 3 hits on him. I don't want to eliminate him. This unit here has a 1 hit. He gets over 3, so I'm going to have to stop that attack and withdraw. So in battle number 4, I'll withdraw back into the city, and which really kind of helps me out. And he'll gain the real estate. We'll be back. All right, nice little victory there for my opponent. Threatening the town of Brest-Litovsk. So luckily he was undefended. I just retreated my unit in there, but there we go. We're going on to the all-important battle number 5. What is the name of this town, if I can read it? They really should have put this in red or something. Suttenberg. Little small town, not a port. So won't get no big defenses, but they're fighting for it nonetheless. And I'm making a mess, so I'll be back. Okay, here we go. We got the Soviet. I can't even see that. Let's see if we can zoom down in. I guess it's a Baltic Marine Force from the Leningrad district, supported by this big old fleet. So it'll be 8 attack factors versus the Finnish, the 2nd Finn Infantry Corps. That's a big fat 8 versus a 4 +4 attack. I'll see if there's any modifiers. We'll be back. Alright, it was a +4 attack. The roll was a 2, luckily for me. But that still means 2 hits for me, 1 for the defender. And we're over here, and me not wishing to lose my Finnish infantry, who has only 1 hit left in him because he's got 3 there. So I'm going to go ahead and withdraw with the big old fleet, and the Russian Marines did the trick. We're back. All right, we're back, and his little forces moved up there. Nice little strategic position. Didn't quite move me over the border, but I got some nice forces there for counterattack. So that'll be it for that battle. We're going on to some my armor units now, and our little response movements. That'll be battle number 6 and 7. Then we'll move on here to battle number 8, which is, where is battle number 8? Oh, only put 5 marker back here. Oh, number 8's down here by the oil field. And then we have a battle 9, but it was just my fleet moving up here to Lane or whatever to remove some mines or on a minesweeping mission. That is it for the Soviet battles. He's got one more down here. I'm going to take care of my little response battles. We'll be back. Alright, that is it. As you can see, the old battle location card is empty. And here's the results. Now, with the Soviet offensive down south here, he did eliminate one of my units. It was the Romanian. Where is he at? The Romanian. There he is. He was eliminated. Stuck it out in combat. He went the extra round and did the job. So he is on his way to Bucharest. Unfortunately for me, though, he won't make it in this turn. And also, fortunately for me, August 41 reinforcements coming on in at the right spots. So I believe I held out. But we'll see. He's got nice little forces going on down here. I'm going to end up pulling back. All I got to do is hold on to this city and hold on to this oil field too. So we'll see what kind of defense we can put up down there. Up here, I moved my infantry on down. These were my reserve units, and this was done during response movement. But there's his big strategy. Now he's got a whole bunch of units there that can make a beeline for Hungary. I guess that's their capital. What's their capital called? Sizband? Zben? So they'll be shooting for that, it looks like. Now this unit here can't go into Hungary. This Romanian unit can't go into there. He can travel all he wants around here, but it is restricted. Life's a bear when your two allies don't get along. Alright, what we got going on up here? You can see he's got a push going on here. Now you can see another thing. We got these zones of control. It looks like this guy will be in supply. But my little mountain unit there, a little bit out of supply. We might have to see what goes on there. Might have to supply him by air or something. We'll see what's up. But he is caught behind the lines. And the armor's pushing on through. Do I got enough to hold him off? I gotta look at those defense factors. They're pretty weak. 3, 2s, 2s. So, although his attacks aren't that strong, so we'll see what's up. And up here, also, I'm noticing I'm going to have to withdraw some of these air units here within a month or so. So, my air power kind of leaves, and then it comes back after another month or two. So, I got to use, this is going to be kind of a make or break turn here this second month. We got to definitely get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And we can get rid of him and make a little beeline. That would help out a lot. But the results of all those response battles were eliminated Russian units, and I just went ahead and moved on up. So I believe it's maybe one of these here and one of these up here. You can see my lines are pretty well solidifying. There's my infantry in the back. But that is it for the Russian combat. We're down here to the... What do we got down here? Air combat, naval ground combat segment is over, and the post-combat step, the non-phasing return and transfer, so we'll be moving all of our air and naval units back. I will, he will, then we'll eliminate any supply. I don't see any units that are out of supply, so I think he got lucky on that, and then he'll be able to move his armor again. And that will be the next month. We'll be back. Okay, we're at it, and we're moving our air and naval units back to bases. I don't think there's many of them to return or return to certain bases because he didn't use too much. I don't think there was any air units used. Naval units are all returned, but I do want to make a little note. I transferred these air units from Kongsberg, And you transfer them to any major or minor city, but it has to be able to be used as a supply source. Now I wanted to use these area units to transfer them down to this city here, but can't be used for a supply source. Don't have supply there yet. Ain't got my rail lines, so can't be used for a supply source. Can't base my units there. So they have to take the long route. But just a little note on the rules for Russian front. Okay, we're back with some at the end of the Soviet phases, where I've been returning and transferring units. There won't be no remove out of supply segment because everybody's in supply. So I want to make a note of some of these transfers. Like I was saying with the air units, he did move his big old fleet over here into, I think it might be Leningrad or something. And I moved my fleet is up here in Tallinn and successfully minesweeped. So that area there is looking all set for me. Like I said, got to get some supply down there. It is going to be the Soviet exploitation phase, which means we'll be seeing what he does with all this armor. They get to move again. I don't believe they can move into zones of control. I think they got to start and end out of enemy zones of control, but we'll let you see what happens. This is the before, and this is the after. Wasn't really much going on down south here. I read the Vassal mod wrong. I'm transferring this from the Vassal mod to this one. I had to do it twice. It's kind of time consuming, but it's all for your gaming entertainment. And this unit there, he didn't move. Mostly what he did was just, he's got some nice stacks here. What it's coming down to over the Soviet side is just pure numbers. So he's just throwing armor waves. Now you can cut through them, but you need that top number to significantly, probably within 2 more factors or so, that second number. So, just depends on who could keep on absorbing the hits. Up here didn't do much. Now here he did move an armor unit. Where was it? Oh, this one here, but he had to go through that marsh. This marsh hex. And like the commenter said on my YouTube video, stay out of marshes with armor. Well, he didn't, because he didn't see the comment. It took him 3 or 4 movement factors, all those movement factors, just to move 1 or 2 hexes. So that is it. We are done. And here is a look at the battlefield. Making himself a little push. We'll see what I can get going on here. This is all real estate up here, just asking for the taking, but I got to build railroads, and I really don't want to worry about that. Solidify. What I really need help with is down here. Here's where the big push is. I think he sees the weakness, wants to come up and cut off my supply. So we will see how that goes. But it's coming back to my turn, my thinking, and we'll see what's up. I might have to take this marker off here and get it all ready to use. So we'll be back with the turn record phase. Okay, I got a little bit of a excuse me, a little bit of a correction here. Where was that? Down here where I withdrew my units. My opponent pointed out that I had to go a certain route, so instead of going towards this way, I had to pull back. So I'll be moving him back here. So this should have been the correct retreat from the battle. Well, no, I think he had to go right here then. Yeah, that's right. Right here. So that is the correct move. He says when you retreat, you have to retreat towards the supply source. I guess this wasn't a retreat. I think it is. I don't know. But I retreated here. I couldn't gain ground. I couldn't move forward. He says I have to move backwards. So that would be my retreat. Let me know what you think. I'm going to make it an upload.